Welcome to the Full-Time FBA Show. In each episode, it's our goal to help you turn part-time hours into a full-time income selling almost anything on Amazon. And now, your hosts of the show, Stephen and Rebecca Smotherman.
Welcome to episode number 223 of the Full-Time FBA Show. Today, we're going to get future focused because we're talking about 3 critical components to thriving in 2024 despite whatever is going on with the economy. And to talk with this is my wife and co-host, Rebecca. What's up, Rebecca?
Hey there. I'm just like anybody else. I would like to know what's going on with the economy. That's not really what we're going to figure out in this episode, but I think we can definitely talk about what to do to continue thriving despite whatever it is.
Yeah, so let's talk about that today on the Full-Time FBA Show.
So we are all aware, if you live in America and ever look at any headlines, that the economy is changing. Things are different. There's something going on. It's on the news almost all the time. And many Amazon sellers are asking the question, is now still a good time to be selling on Amazon? And if so, what do we need to do to thrive as an Amazon seller in this economy? So if you're wondering this, then you're in the right place because we're going to give you an honest look at the answers that we found so far.
Yeah, and so let's jump right into the first question. Is now still a good time to be selling on Amazon? And the answer is 100% yes. And we're not saying that just because we sell on Amazon ourselves and we teach people how to sell on Amazon. We actually look at the information at the data, and it's clear Amazon still continues to be the number one place online to start and grow a business. And this episode is dropping mid-January of 2024, and we're getting the numbers back for how well Amazon did and how you and I did as third-party sellers, how well we performed over Q4 of last year. And so looking at the information, get this, right before the holiday shopping season ended, Amazon saw a huge increase in purchases, and it's estimated that Amazon got almost 30% of all online orders in the world. And that's a huge increase from getting 21% of all the online orders in the world over the Black Friday, Cyber Monday timeframe. And so for this kind of number to give some perspective for it, there are millions of online stores in the world. And the fact that Amazon got 30% of all of those sales from the millions of other stores, it's huge, and we're talking billions of dollars. And so even with the economy the way it is, people are still buying a ton on Amazon. It's still the number one place people go to buy online. I mean, the fast shipping, the huge selection, the convenience factor, it all works into Amazon's continued success. And so Amazon is easily the best place to be selling stuff online.
So it's clear that Amazon is the best place to start and grow an online business, we think. And so let's get into the 3 critical components then to thriving on Amazon in 2024. First off, let's look at consistency. We all know that consistency is important, but when you take a real look at your Amazon business, are you consistent? Consistent with a sourcing schedule, consistent with learning new Amazon reseller skills, consistent with experimenting with new Amazon reseller skills, consistent with a sourcing schedule. Yes, I said that one twice at the beginning and the end of all of that because it's probably the most important. A few years ago, you might have gotten away with growing an Amazon business without much consistency, doing a little here, doing a little there. But in 2024, consistency will be the key to a thriving Amazon business. So how can you be consistent? I can tell you that it doesn't happen by accident. I know this from experience. So you need to be intentional and just schedule it. This is something that I am working on myself. I started working on scheduling and doing power planning last year, and I'm trying to be more intentional about it. Power planning is something that I learned from Sam Laura Brown and her Perfectionism Project. You can check her out on Instagram. And it's something that I do every week, sit down and just make sure that I've got all of the most important things that will make me money, that will move the needle in our business, scheduled on the calendar each week, in addition to other really important things that get scheduled too. I'm not going to go into a lot of details about what all is involved in it, but if I don't have things scheduled into my calendar that are going to earn our business money and push the things forward in our business that will help us to be more profitable, then I am not doing my weekly schedule right.
So consistency is the first critical component to thriving this year in your Amazon business. And the second thing you need to look at to be sure is a part of your Amazon business, especially when it comes to sourcing, learning. I mean, everything is focus. Even if we have our sourcing planned out, our learning is scheduled, if we don't focus, we're just wasting our time. We're starting over our concentration again and again after each distraction. It's like, imagine this with me. Imagine there's two runners wanting to run a mile. Runner A starts running, gets a comfortable speed, has no distractions, and stays on that comfortable speed until the runner finishes the mile. And there's also runner B that starts running, but then has to come to a complete stop every time they are distracted. Runner B is running, but, stops when there's a text message and then starts running again, and then has to stop when they see a friend and then has to start running again. But then they need a snack break, so they stop running. And
I love snack breaks.
They're good. They're good. Yes, if they're scheduled. So
I don't always schedule my snack break.
And so that kind of stops our momentum. It stops our focus.
Just like I did in this
Exactly.
podcast.
Exactly. So you start running again, and then there's a cute squirrel playing by a tree nearby, so you stop to watch. You get the idea. Every distraction causes them to slow down or stop their path from running the mile. And so runner A is already back home taking a shower by the time runner B finishes the same mile that they are running. So this is how important focus is to success, and how important focus is to your success in your Amazon business this year. So as an Amazon seller myself and someone who's got the mind of an entrepreneur, I see distracting squirrels all the time, but I've trained myself over the time to stay more focused. So listen, learning and strengthening the mental muscle of focus is so powerful and a skill you need to look into and maybe even try to work on this year, and can help you succeed this year despite the economy. There's an awesome book that I recommend called Deep Work by Cal Newport. I highly recommend it. In fact, if you go to fulltimefba.com/deepwork, that will forward you right to the book. He also goes deep, no pun intended, on how to eliminate distractions, and gives really practical ways that everyday people like you and me can prioritize deep work and get that mental muscle of focus strengthened. And if you followed me for any amount of time, you've probably heard the acronym that we have for focus. Using the first letter of each word in the acronym of focus, follow one course until successful. And that's the skill you need to improve upon if you're going to want to succeed this year.
All right. And then the final of the three critical components to thriving in your Amazon business in 2024 is endurance or perseverance. We here at the Full-Time FBA Show always want to be upfront with you. We don't want to sugarcoat things, because then you might not be prepared when reality hits you in the face, and it's going to do it eventually. And the reality is that, unfortunately, we don't think this year is going to be any easier than last year, especially if you continue to run your Amazon business in the exact same way as you did last year. You're going to need to tweak some things if you're currently selling on Amazon. And if you're thinking about starting, you'll want to start off your Amazon business on the right foot. So we want to help you with that. Next week, we're hosting the Amazon Income Accelerator Workshop, which is a free 5-day online workshop where we'll share with you what it takes to realistically make a full-time income selling on Amazon in 2024 in the current climate. In this workshop, Stephen will outline the 5 pillars of what it will take for you to build a successful Amazon business where you're bringing in a full-time income by this time next year. Think about that for a second. That's really exciting that in the course of this year, you could start bringing in a full-time income by selling on Amazon. So to sign up for the free workshop, simply go to fulltimefba.com/workshop. This workshop begins on January 22nd. And again, it is free. Okay, so back to the final aspect of selling on Amazon that you need to succeed this year: endurance and perseverance. Guess what? Running a business is hard. You probably did not need to guess that. No matter which business you decide to run, it's going to be hard to run a business. And unfortunately, almost everyone who is selling a course or coaching will tell you that their way is the easiest. But we are here to be honest with you. Every type of business is hard, with good times and bad. But it's the people who develop the skill of endurance who will find success. If you're following someone who has found success and has a track record of teaching others who have also found success, then every issue you'll face will have a solution. If you're part of a group of people who can help you, then you're not alone and everything will be okay. That's one of the many things that I love about our coaching program. Not only do you get access to Stephen, but also a group of people who are on the journey with you and who will support you and help you along the way, who won't just say, oh, this is easy, just do it, but who will help you with the really hard parts about selling online and in particular selling on Amazon.
Yeah, in fact, as we are recording this, we have a coaching call scheduled tonight. And one of the things we're going to be talking about is basically someone sent me a item on Amazon and they're like, I purchased this a couple months ago thinking it was going to sell and it's not selling. Can you help me figure out what I did wrong? And that's what we're going to be going through tonight on our coaching call. And I'm looking forward to helping people learn the mistakes that they've made and how they can change things and do things better the right way. But he's not alone and he's getting answers, and the whole group that is involved is getting a chance to learn together. So listen, if you are feeling tapped out and overwhelmed, looking back at 2023 and thinking like there's never enough time in the day to get things done, unfortunately, this year won't be better unless you decide to become ruthless about how you invest your time and energy. Unless your ability to strategically plan and daily execute on those plans without losing focus, without falling down rabbit holes that waste your time, without getting sidetracked by the next shiny object, the next squirrel, basically your consistency, your focus, and your endurance, without a doubt, that's going to determine your results this year in 2024. And we're here to help. If you want to learn more about our coaching program, you can check it out, fulltimefba.com/coaching. And if you want to get a taste of what the coaching program focuses on, come to our free 5-day Amazon Income Accelerator workshop, where we'll be showing you exactly, basically, it's like an A to Z masterclass in taking control of your Amazon business, making sure that your limited time and energy are spent in the right places in ways that it's going to deliver maximum results. And in time, that full-time income. Again, the link is fulltimefba.com/workshop. We can't wait to see you there.
Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of the Full-Time FBA Show. As always, you can find the show notes for this episode at fulltimefba.com/223 because this is episode number 223.
And next week on the show, we're going to talk about how to deal with Amazon's high price error alerts. You know, you have an item on Amazon and Amazon decides to send you a message that says, we've made your listing inactive because we think your price is too high. And you're like, my price is perfect. It is not too high. We're going to talk about how to deal with those high price alerts, how to fix them, and how to move forward past them next week on the Full-Time FBA Show.
That's all for this episode of the Full-Time FBA Show. So head over to fulltimefba.com/podcast, where you'll find the show notes and links from this episode. While you're there, subscribe to our newsletter, where you'll get several free downloads of our popular and helpful Amazon FBA resources. Now, take action on what you've learned today so you can find success at turning part-time hours into a full-time income with Amazon FBA.